He's back here on the Rich Eisen Show, and we're thrilled that he has taken the time out of his busy Wednesday schedule before taking on the Kansas City Chiefs again. Joe Mixon of the Cincinnati Bengals back here on the Rich Eisen Show. How you doing, Joe?
Man, I'm blessed, man. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Ask him the poll question, Chris. Go ahead. Ask Joe Mixon the poll question since you're so tough.
We're just throwing this out there just for fun. Which AFC quarterback of the Final Four retires with the most rings? Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence.
Who is it? One more time?
It's your quarterback and three others.
Your guy, and then the guy you're playing this weekend, the guy you just beat, and the guy with the gray hair, Trevor Lawrence.
I'm dead. Can I'll say Joey B for sure.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Mixon.
Great answer.
Great answer. Good answer. It's like Family Feud.
But after that, though, I will say Mahomes for sure.
He is that good. He is that good. I agree. But what is it like being in the huddle with Burrow? Snow coming down, people going crazy. Joe Mixon. What's it like?
To be real, man, it's amazing. I mean, I see Burrow, the way he come to work and prepare each and every day at practice and things like that, even in the meeting room, like just his attention to detail and to never, basically any moment is never too big for him, man. So when he in that huddle, I mean, just his poise, like I just love everything about it. It definitely, it's like a trickle effect in our huddle, though.
I was about to say, how contagious is that when he gets in the huddle? And again, everything's going crazy, tough third down, snow coming down. Season on the line and things of that nature, Joe.
I mean, pretty much, man, it's no flinch from him. I mean, he's literally in the biggest moments, man, like he thrives under those. Like it's like he almost wants to be in that situation. I mean, he doesn't have to, but in the times that he does, man, like he's always thriving under the pressure. So one thing about it is I love everything about it for him.
And, we as fans watching games on TV and, you've been playing in some big games, certainly the last couple years, Joe Mixon, where there's 20 cameras. So there's one always trained on Burrow, always. Yeah. I've never once seen like a tablet throw. I've never seen a voice raised. I've never seen it. Does he ever lose his cool? Ever?
No, never. I
Really?
mean, it's more. It's almost like let's go, boys, let's do it. It's time to go. But it's never him getting out of character or, just that extra, some guys, they tend to, raise their voice a little bit to try to get guys going. But he's just calm, cool, and collected, as you see, man. That's you see what you get.
Joe Mixon here on the Rich Eisen Show. And, I just haven't spoken to you in a few weeks or months. The one time I did see Burrow not have that face, that just stone face, was the night when the Bills were in your house and Damar Hamlin was on the turf. Can you just walk me through that night, your recollections of it, Joe Mixon, and how it still resonates with you today, Joe?
Yeah, man. That was a very emotional night for especially guys around the football league. I mean, you can't even really just say specifically for the teams on the field, but just seeing things around the league, man, you see a lot, and we get pretty much desensitized to the injuries. And I feel like with concussions, or you see concussions, you see broken legs, you see guys tear hamstrings, you see like just gruesome injuries, and it's more so he gets off the field and a standing ovation or whatnot, and it's a play on, keep it moving, and it's almost not like nobody really cares about the player, but it's a next play type of deal. And with that situation, it was definitely an unfortunate situation, but the best part about it was my man made it through.
No doubt.
It's definitely a blessing to hear that.
No doubt. And that, it to me, it reminded us of the fragility of folks like you, Joe, who play the game and put it out on the line and kind of put that in the recesses of your mind, and then it was put right in front of your face in the most frightening manner possible. And then it was also, after he got better, a celebration of the humanity of the game and fans, all of us with our hearts in our throat all week. I felt like I was sitting in an emergency room for 72 hours waiting for the good news to come back, and it finally did. That's the way it felt to me,
Trust me, we all felt like that, and we all I felt like we all suffered from it, but at the same time, it was a big relief once my man started speaking and bouncing out from where he was, his state.
And then, of course, the fact that we were able to, thanks to his recovery, get back to the matter of football, Joe Mixon, and the idea that a neutral site AFC Championship game had been set up in advance and plans were made and things had to be made in advance for plans. The subtext of it was the Bengals were going to lose. Was that in any way, shape, or form brought to the fore prior to the game last week for you to chew on in the locker room?
I think it was more so that, we obviously seen it and, you could say whatever you want about it. I mean, to be honest, we basically, the best thing about us right now, with that being said, is we had the opportunity to change that narrative, and we did. And I think that we thrived under the situation of what happened, and we just been getting hit with obstacles, and we've been getting through them with no problem. So we just got to keep on keeping on, and I think everything is our best football is yet ahead.
Joe Mixon of the Cincinnati Bengals here on the Rich Eisen Show. Okay, so your keys. What do you got for me that you're willing to share for the AFC Championship game going into Arrowhead again, Joe? What do you got?
Right, for sure. Basically, us obviously got to execute. That's first and foremost. I think if you execute the game plan, you have a great chance of winning. Also, number two, I will say, is ball security. I think our offense does a great job with protecting the football at all costs. Our quarterback, receivers, running backs, tight ends, and everybody, that's, touching the ball, it does a great job. And I think for our defense is basically creating turnovers. Obviously, winning the turnover margin, plays a huge factor in it. So it definitely comes down to it. But at the same time, we just got to play our style of football and taking care of the football, and we'll be okay.
How much conversation about Mahomes' ankle going on in your neck of the woods, Joe?
I haven't heard nothing from it. I'm sure he's dealing with, I don't know how severe it is, but at the same time, no matter what, we know he's going to play. So it really doesn't matter. And at this point, there's no excuses, So, I hope Mahomes get better. He's a friend of mine. I knew Mahomes for probably about 8-9 years now. And, obviously I hope he gets better. Obviously I want the advantage, but, to be real, like I said, I just hope he gets better and, bounce back from it.
Do you go back to college days with him? What do you go back to with him?
For sure, college days.
Okay. When was the first time you met him? You got a story?
It was out in Norman when, he came out to Norman. We played them, and that was my first time actually meeting him. And we probably talked for a few minutes after the game, and he just really respected how, I played and, obviously vice versa. And then, we pretty much kept that relationship through college and through the league, man. He actually checks in on me from time to time, and, I do the same. So, it's cool to have that relationship with him.
I'm going to take a shot at this one. I know you didn't match up at all in college, but Jalen Hurts, in his one time at Oklahoma, his one run there. Do you have any relationship with him? Do you know him at all, Joe Mixon?
Yeah, I know him a little bit, not on a personal level.
Right.
I've definitely met him probably twice, 3 times now, and great kid, or a great guy, I should say.
He's a grown man, right? He's a grown ass man now. That guy, for sure.
He's definitely one of the most respectable human beings that I've ever been around, and everything about him, man, I rock with. So. He's a fan of mine.
Joe Mixon here on the Rich Eisen Show. All right, in the few minutes I have left with you, what would it mean to get back to the Super Bowl after what happened last year, Joe?
Yeah, it'll mean everything, man, to, really get back and be able to dial in and just basically pick up where we left off. We left a lot on the table last year, and we know we learned from that. And I feel like with us being an experienced group, and being in that situation, we know how to get there, and we know how to basically how to overcome that situation. And I feel like with the guys that we have in this locker room right now, man, we all just ready to seize the opportunity in front of us. So we just got to keep honing in on the game plan. Once we get, obviously you would love to get back to the Super Bowl, but, we take care of these Chiefs, man, and everything else is out in the making.
Well, I mean, you came to Cincinnati in the 2017 draft here. So you have seen you've seen the lows, and you've been through what the transition, and now what appears to be a very well-oiled winning machine. So, I mean, what is it like for you to just be in the midst of this remarkable run, not just this year, but the last couple for you?
Yeah, man. Obviously, being in this here situation, being from on both sides, from the losing part, and then obviously now reaping the benefits and winning, just mainly taking everything all in and living in the moment. Because, it's been a lot of greats that's never even been in this here position. And you got to always take the lows with the highs and the highs with the lows. So you never want to get too high, and you never want to be too low on yourself. So you just got to, keep that balance. And obviously when you win, you celebrate. And once you win, you turn the page and get ready for the next opponent. But I definitely feel like by me being around here, it definitely built a lot of character in me, winning and losing. So you just got to keep on doing whatever you can, keep pushing. And I know for a fact, the table is a turn. So we just ready to get over the hump, man.
So what's it going to be like Saturday night before the game? Final team meeting. Can you walk me through it? Does Burrow speak? Do you speak? Does somebody speak? What's it going to be like night before?
Yeah, I think Zach could talk to us like he does each and every week, and I feel like we're going to approach it just like how we have been. I mean, if we feel the need that one of the captains or even somebody else on the team needs to speak, then hey, we all for it, man. But at the same time, man, we ready. When I tell you we ready to seize the moment and seize the opportunity, I could look at my guys in the locker room, on the field, in the room, the meeting rooms. Guys are just dialed in and ready to go, man. So I know for a fact we really don't need no prep talk. We all know it's at stake. It's win or go home, and it's win and go to the Super Bowl. So we won away now, and we're gonna do everything to hone in on the game plan to become successful and win this game come Sunday.
Last one for you, Joe Mixon. Did the league fine you for flipping a coin on the field in Week 18? Did that happen? Did the league fine you?
They did.
Okay.
We had a hearing this past week. Hoping to hear something back any day from mine. So hopefully, I hear some good news about it.
Okay. So how much was the fine, if you don't mind me asking, Joe?
I want to say about like 13 racks or something like that.
13 racks. And what coin did you? What actual coin was it? What actual?
Man, I probably had the most shiniest quarter you could pull out.
So 25 cents turned into 13 racks, is what you're saying. Okay.
Hey, I tell you, that was the worst investment ever.
All right. And so what's your defense? What when you say in your hearing, what do you say? Like,
I mean, to be real, man, it was basically, we was in an emotional state.
Yeah.
And I felt like, with my teammates, we was basically just trying to shine and shed light on the situation. I mean, it was a lot of emotions going on all week. Our team was, obviously flustered from that situation in terms of being on the field and seeing that. And I feel like in that situation, I think that was one way of us expressing and making light of the situation. And really, we shouldn't have been in that position, but we was, and obviously survived and thrived through it. So that was pretty much my take to it, man. It was no excuses, and hopefully I hear back soon.
Okay, and so last one for you, period, on this as well. Most important thing here is if, the ruling comes back from the league, sorry, the fine stands, is Ocho Cinco going to pay for it? Joe, is he going to do it?
Yeah. I talked to Ocho, and he said, man, if they don't take it back, then he'll definitely write a check for me. So I was like, appreciate it, man.
Okay. Well, just be careful. He has owed me a pair of Debos for 14 years, I think. He promised me them at a Pro Bowl in the late aughts. It's now 2023. So, I know that there's, it's not a $13,000 pair of shoes, but he's still, be careful with him. Be careful,
hey, man,
Joe.
Hey, if I see him, I might have to bear hug him a little bit for you.
You should, yes. Stroke me that check and send the shoes to Rich Eisen already. Will you please do that for me, Joe?
We need that for sure. I got you.
And I appreciate you having us top of mind here on this Wednesday. Thanks for calling in. Good luck Sunday. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me.
Right back at you. That's Joe Mixon of the Cincinnati Bengals. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.